Welcome to the Employco HR Chat. I'm Rob Wilson, and with me is Jason Eisenhut.
Hi, everyone.
Thanks for joining us. So right around the corner, Jason, from now, just a couple short weeks is the election. Of course, you know the election's coming. It's on every TV station every day, and fortunately,
all the spam texts.
Right? Yeah. How many spam texts do you get a day? Fortunately, we're in Chicago, and the race really doesn't mean much. But so the TV commercials aren't too bad. But in a workplace standpoint, as we put our HR hat on, you see a lot of discussion in the workplace about politics, and a couple interesting statistics that 83% of employees found that they've had discussions in the workplace about politics, and almost the same exact number says they wish they didn't.
Wow, that's interesting. Yeah.
So, and employers, 87% of employers are concerned about politics and political discussions in the workplace because, this year, like 4 years ago,
it can get heated,
and 8 years ago, it can get heated. Someone feels strongly on one side or the other, and really the workplace isn't the right place for it.
Yeah, and I think you got a stat too of how the very few number of employers actually have a policy or plan in place to prepare for this, to start communicating to their employees in advance.
Right. 8% of companies have political discussion workplace rules.
Yeah, so our recommendations, get ready now. If you already haven't, develop a good policy on workplace discussions and communicate that to your employees. You can't legally prohibit all political discussions in the workplace, especially if it's related to working conditions, pay rates, your benefits, things that are considered protected activity. But outside of that, you still could have some good tips on keep things civil and talk about and different ways that you can communicate to your employees to make sure they're if they are going to talk about water cooler talk and politics, to do it in the right way.
Yeah, make sure your supervisors are trained. They should think of themselves like Switzerland. I'm not taking a side either way. I just want to try and navigate and make sure both sides are, the cooler heads prevail.
Right.
So, because it's, the challenge, like you said, is you've got the National Labor Relations Board and then the EEO that if someone brings up, well, I like XYZ because he or she's going to increase the hourly, minimum wage or the hours. That's now a discussion about wages.
Right. And it should be allowed.
Right.
Yeah. And also what should be allowed is if employees request time off to vote. So most states or many states have laws on the books that say employers need to allow time off. Sometimes it's paid, sometimes it's unpaid, for your employees to leave during the workday to go vote. So here in Illinois, employers in Illinois need to provide at least 2 hours of employee time off to vote, if it depends on the time of day and the polling place and things like that. But it could be 2 hours that your employees are requesting time off to go vote.
Which is kind of interesting because there's so much early voting now, voting by mail, but it's still 2 hours.
Right.
Back in the day in Chicago, they'd pick you up in a bus and they'd take you out of and they'd even come into the polling booth.
Yeah, here's who you're voting for.
Yeah, I remember when I lived in Chicago, the guy was like, "Hey, I can come in and I can show you how to vote." I'm like, I think I got it. I've got this one. But
you want to vote more than one time?
Right, early and often is what they say in Chicago. So, so if you have questions for us on politics in the workplace, now's the time to do something, especially when only 8% of companies have a plan or a policy. So it's pretty divisive right now, depending on, really it doesn't matter who you're voting for. People feel pretty strongly about it. So feel free to reach out to us at hr@employco.com. We're happy to help in any way and answer questions. And if it has nothing to do with politics and you've got some other HR question, the email goes right to Jason. So thanks for joining us.
Thank you.